Hey guys. Okay, again, I don't have any makeup on. I'm not feeling it today. I'm fixing to get ready for bed, so overlook this. Okay, so I want to talk to y'all real quick about partying efficiently. Okay, you might be saying, oh, well, I've had some parties and they're just a bust. Okay, well, that's gonna happen. It's okay. It's not that big of a deal. We all have those parties that just don't do much or anything at all. I mean, it just happens. But there is a way that you can party better, okay? And I have done some research on Cecily's parties and the way that she does her parties because they're awesome and her parties always rock and her PRS is always high, okay? So since I've started using a little bit more of her format, my parties have picked up. I've actually gotten some stuff, some ideas from her mock party, which is in the team page. Okay, so there are several things that I'm going to go over here. For one, be organized, and I made notes so that I could remember. But be organized, okay? You don't want your parties to be scattered out. When you're partying, you want it to flow. You want it to, be easy for them to look at. You don't want them to have to search around for this or that, okay? So be organized. How can you do that? Well, for one, refer to the mock party. Cecily made that mock party for us. Use it. It is very valuable. Don't go copying and pasting. You can use some of her wording, but try to switch it up. Make it sound like you, okay? And post about mascara for the first 3 to 5 days of the party. You can do it however you want to. The first 3 days usually is what I do because I like to go over a little bit more than just the mascara. But post about the mascara really hard for at least the first 3 days. And then you can do eyes and mascara for day 4 and lips and mascara for day 5 or whatever. Now, you're going to keep mentioning mascara through the whole party. But push mascara for the first 3 to 5 days of your party. Okay? Keep it on the same topic. If you're going to do, okay, so say you've done 3 days of nothing, absolutely nothing but mascara. And you're on day 4 and you want to do eyes and mascara. Okay, so you're going to go over cream shadows and the different eyeshadows that we have, mineral pigment powders, our liners and stuff like that, okay? Keep it all related to each other. Don't post one post that morning about the mascara and the eyeliners and then post a post about the lipstick and then post some about the foundation. No, don't do that. Keep it all related to each other. It's easier for your customer to look at. It makes more sense and they kind of get more familiar with the products when you're talking about the different products that we have under categories, okay? So that's another thing, to be organized. Keep it, write it down. If you have to write it down, just write it down. Make a list. Say okay, day 1 I'm going to do this. Day 2 I'm going to do this, and do that for all 10 days. And then you can kind of play around with it and switch it up based on what the party's more interested in, what your party guests are more interested in. One thing I always do is ask my hostess before we start. I say, hey, what are you going to want me to do the most in your party? What are you most interested to see a tutorial on? And for instance, my most recent hostess that's booked with me, she said eyeshadow. I love eyeshadow. I don't wear much but foundation, eyeshadow, and mascara. I don't do lips. I don't do any of that. So for her party, I'm going to cater to that. I'm going to talk about eye stuff more than I am about lip stuff. I'm going to mention it, but I'm going to talk about what she is most interested in because that way she will be more excited. And we'll get to that later. But you want your hostess to be excited too. Okay, number 2, consistency. This is something I struggle with because when I'm busy, it's really easy for me to just put my posting in my parties at the bottom of my daily task list, okay? It's just something I struggle with. But you can't do that. You've got to be consistent, okay? So when you're posting in a party, they're watching you. Whether they're commenting, liking, or anything else, they're seeing what you're posting. And if you post for a few days and then you stop, they're not going to interact. Sometimes it takes them 4 or 5 days to actually get to interacting and commenting and things like that. But if you just quit or you skip a day, they're not going to interact because they're going to be like, well, where'd she go? What's she doing? and they're just gonna be like, oh, okay, on to the next thing. So consistency is key in your parties and in everything else you do. Posting on your wall, your VIP group, whatever, but we're talking about parties right now, so keep it consistent. Post 4 to 6 times a day, okay? Because if you only post once or twice a day, they're not going to get a notification that you're posting in those parties, so they're never going to see your post, okay? So that's another thing. 4 to 6 times a day, keep it consistent. Number 3, make it fun. Be excited and be yourself, okay? Selfies sell, graphics don't. I mean, it's great to use graphics. It's great to use graphics if you're talking about like what's in the products or how, we're animal friendly or we have products that are gluten free. That's okay. But when you're advertising a lip product, maybe use a selfie with like the liquid lipstick on and be like, oh, I love this color. And then also post maybe a little graphic with it. I'm not saying don't use graphics at all. I'm just saying the more that they see your face and the makeup on your face, the more likely they are to buy from you. Okay? Now, number 4, always, always, always offer the opportunity of the actual business opportunity or the kit, whatever, and to host a party themselves. So what I always try to do is like the last day of the party, I'll say, oh great, last day of the party, it's your last chance to order, da 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 da. And then the day after that, I post about needing hostesses, and if I can get 3 of Danielle's friends to host a party with me, to schedule a party with me, then she'll get a little something extra. And I'll do the same for all of my other hostesses, okay? So you always want to offer that opportunity for them to host a party with you, because parties lead to more parties. That's how. If you if you throw a party and you do not offer the opportunity for someone to host a party for you, you are missing out big time. That is a whole network opened up right there that one party hostess let you into that you're not taking advantage of if you don't ask them to host a party for you, okay? So like if someone was interested and they commented on something and they were like, oh, I'd really like to try this, but I don't have the money right now, message her. Be like, hey girl, let's set you up a party and we'll see if your friends will order, and help you out, and we'll try to earn you some free makeup. How about that? Okay. Offer the opportunity. Usually the day after I offer for party hostesses, I offer the opportunity. I'm like, oh, this was so much fun. Thank you all so much for partying with me. I had a blast. Do you think you could do what I do? Absolutely. Of course you can. It's super simple. This is the kit, and sometimes I'll post a picture with the kit, or sometimes I'll just post a really pretty like before and after selfie, or like a wake up to makeup type thing, and just be like, if you want in on this awesome deal, let me know, or whatever. And then if anyone who has ordered from the party, afterwards, I be sure to follow up with them about the product, and if they love it, I say, well then girl, why aren't you doing what I do? Okay? We'll talk about that in another video, but for now, let's stick to parties. So, offer the opportunity and offer for party hostesses. Number 5, hostess coaching, and this is the last thing I'm going to talk about right now. Hostess coaching is vital to successful parties, okay? Your hostess will either make or break your party, and I'm telling you that from experience, okay? So and I'm going to have a hostess coaching video tomorrow, and I know that Cecily's talked about it quite a bit, but it's so important to coach your hostesses, okay? For one reason, because if your hostess is not involved in your party and she doesn't know what to do or what's going on, more than likely her friends aren't going to participate either. Okay? Number 2, if you can tell her to be excited, her friends are going to get excited. And number 3, if she ever joins you and she didn't really have any guidance from you from her party, she may be questioning like, well, what's she going to be like as a leader? Okay? So you want to show her that, don't like boss her around or nothing, but just give her tips, just give her tricks. And like I said, I'll send y'all a video on that tomorrow. But you're going to want your hostess to be involved, okay? Because you coaching your hostess is also showing her how it's going to be like if she were to join your team, okay? So you want to build that relationship with her and keep the communication open with that. Okay, so for one, be organized, write it down. I'm just going to recap here. Be organized, write it down, refer to the mock party, push mascara for the first 3 to 5 days, and make sure that you keep your topics together, okay, so it flows throughout the party. Number 2, consistency. Post 4 to 6 times a day. Don't slack up on that, 4 to 6 times a day. Number 3, make it fun. Be excited, be yourself. Selfies, okay? Selfies, selfies, selfies. Number 4, always offer the opportunity and offer the opportunity to host a party. And number 5, coach your hostess, okay? So this is how you party efficiently. Now I'm going to break these down and go into a little bit more detail on the hostess coaching tomorrow. But for tonight, once you've watched this video, let me know. And then tomorrow I'll have your first task for you, okay? I'm super excited. I love y'all. Bye.